Hey YouTubers, um, yeah guys, I thought of my next video, so it's this video is gonna be hard on me to make. But I'm gonna start off with what my life's like now. Um, I I have been having a lot of nightmares again for like the past, I think two, I think it's been like 2 weeks now. Um, I have disabilities. Um, I get blackouts when I get angry. So I can't drive. Um, and I have mental illnesses too. Um, I say a lot of my videos, don't I? I live norm. I I live. You know, my nightmares don't really get as bad as they used to. I mean, lately they have been, but there's a good reason why. Mm, I live perfectly normal, like everybody else. I mean, normal. There's no such thing as normal. Everybody's different in their own way, and they cope with um. They cope. People cope the way they know how to cope. Some people don't know how to cope with certain things, and so you I try my best to cope. You know, when I get angry, I try to calm myself down. I listen to music or something or drawing. I mean, there be at times when it doesn't help at all. Um, I get I I believe I was recently traumatized from seeing a picture I didn't want to see. I thought I mean, I didn't want to see the picture actually, but I was asked if that was the right guy, and was like, yeah. Um, and getting to the point of this video, this is the hard part, so bear with me. So if you're impatient, you might as well just stop watching this video. Um, before I actually get into it, growing up, it was I don't know, I guess it was hard sometimes, because I have, you know, two siblings that have severe disabilities that are worse than mine. So it was the three of us, and my mom was a single mother. pretty much growing up. And so I mean, I know there's people out there that have it a lot worse than I do. I do know that, and I'm not trying to make this video, you know, to feel sorry for myself or have others feel sorry for me. I don't want that. I just want to be heard, you know, and maybe people who have been through the same thing as me could listen to my story, listen to um listen to what what I went through. It wasn't easy, like I said, and I wasn't I wasn't a smart kid. I always learned slower than others, and I always had a hard time. Um, I always got it, and no, it was unfair to my siblings that I got more attention outside of home growing up, and mm, then but they always got attention at home more than I did, which was okay. And I was always helping my mom out, taking care of them too. So, but what I went through should not happen to me, nor should it happen to anybody. And I know that it happens every day to people, pretty much. And in like right now, someone could be going through it right now, and you don't even know it. No one knows it, because they're probably too scared to say anything. So here's what I'm trying to say is that um for 5 years, from the time I was 12 till I was 16, I had it pretty rough because somebody was raping me for those 5 years of my life, and he he would always like tell me, well, this doctor said this so and so would help you, so you know raping, he didn't really say, he said, so if you just lay down and I just put uh, I don't really remember his exact words. I'm really sorry. um I I, I don't want to remember either. I do remember that day. It was, I mean, how cold hearted does a person have to be to tell you, well, this for your first for raping you for your first being raped for the first time, tell you that the doctor said this so and so, and then tells you to lay down naked on a cardboard box and just goes at it. It it was hard. Other times um he would say he would say things like he would he would tell me to do things, like, come on, Sarah, you know this has to be done. You know you have to do it. So I would have to take my clothes off, and he would, and I was scared of him because he was so much taller and stronger than me and everything, and I just let him get to me. I let I let him become something I feared, and I would get scared, and even when I was sleeping, like when he would, when even if I would, if I even there was like one time I went to bed and I had NyQuil, and I don't like to take NyQuil because of this, and it puts me out, I don't wake up to anything, and I don't know how it came to, but I kind of started waking up in the middle of the night, and I saw him in the room with the light on, and there were other people in the room, which was really bizarre because why would he, but then again, he's pretty sick in the head. And he took a pillow and put me right back out. So, and I went right back to a deep sleep. So it scares me to take NyQuil. I don't even want to touch this stuff. Um, I never have liked it. Unless I'm like in a relationship with somebody that I can trust, then I would take it. But other than that, I don't like taking it, actually, to be honest. And um and there was one time he told me, well, uh because I wanted to make money, I wanted a job. He's like, well, why don't you just make money by by sex? And I you know I didn't I don't I don't I'm not proud of myself of what I went through. And he did take pictures and he posted them online, and he he told me about it, that he did. And then there was another time he was gonna have someone else join us, and I was confused and I was like thinking, I don't even want I didn't want to go through that anymore. And I tried running away once from it, and I got caught trying to run away, but it didn't work. Like I said, I got caught. And he my mom, yeah, of course she should have known something was up about me when she wasn't sleeping. She was sleeping a lot. Due For those 5 years, she slept a lot, and he told me one day that the reason why she slept a lot was because he gave her medication, that he was drugging her, pretty much. And like, I guess I really don't think about it. I mean, it is in the back of my head. I try not to think about it. I try really hard, like I have been right now, since I've been having these nightmares. Like, after I told somebody of what I was going through, I was taken away, and for a year and a half, and I was in foster care. There, there's one part I am leaving out. I think I shouldn't leave it out. So, there was this one time it was about 6th grade, and he he took me on one of his truck runs or something, and I ended up going with him. I didn't want to, but I did, and I told a teacher about that, and I got really scared, because Protective Services was talking to me and stuff and asking me questions, and I didn't say anything because I didn't know what was gonna happen. And I mean, coulda like I could have like got out of this situation earlier if I would have just said yes, he is, but I didn't because I was scared, and I let him get to me, and they took me home, and that same day he he got home, and he pulled me to the side when my mom was talking to Protective Service, and he threatened me. And when he threatened me, his words just they gave me a chill and scared me. And the words he had said was, "If you ever tell anyone again of what is going on," basically, not, and I don't think that's his exact words, but it was similar to that, and he said, if if the last, the end of the sentence was, "I will kill you." So basically, if he finds out, if basically was saying, if I find out that you said something again, I'm going to kill you after you've said it. And I don't really think about it. I don't, like I said, I don't let it get to me. There there will be days when I'll sit, I'll walk somewhere, or I'll be out and about with people or something, and I look depressed. You know, you know. Uh, Sometimes I am thinking about it, but I try not to. I try to push it out of my head, and it's hard. I mean, there's people out there that say, "Well, you should be over this already. You shouldn't. You, there's no reason why you should be acting the way you are, and you shouldn't let it. You shouldn't let it get to you. That just proves that you're weaker than him." You know, I do talk about it to people. I'm okay talking about it. It was hard in the beginning when I talked about it to people, but it felt good to talk about it. And I thought maybe if I made a video, and if I thought if I made this video, maybe someone out there that's like me, or that went through the same thing, well, not exactly the same thing, but you know what I mean, or is going through the same thing, don't be afraid to talk about it because it helps. It really does. Don't be afraid to don't be afraid to say something, no matter how bad the situation, even if the person tells you that they're gonna kill you for it. Don't be, because it will help. Because if you say something, or if you've already said something, you don't want to let it get to you. you really don't, because it'll affect you for the rest of your life. Like it affects me sometimes. I let it affect me sometimes, and I try really hard not to. So basically, and basically, I hope that each and every one of you that went through this, or is going through this, or hasn't gone through this at all, which I'm glad it hasn't, because you don't ever want to go through it. You don't ever want to be hurt like that. You don't want to have to, you don't want it to affect you the rest of your life if you've never been through it. So, I hope that this video kinda helped, or something, cause I, I just, I just wanted to get it out there, and like I said before, I wanted to be heard. And like I said, don't feel sorry for me, don't pity me, cause, I, I, I don't want that. I just want to be heard, that's all. So, I'm going to end it here. Sorry it's such a long video. Comment underneath if you have any questions, concerns. I'll answer them for you in the next video. Um, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It'll be below the video too. Um, and like my video. If you already have subscribed, which I left that out, I'm sorry. Awesome, because that's great. And I just want to say to everybody, I love you guys, cause you're all my friends, and my friends are my family too. And I hope to hear some comments, cause I would like to answer some questions about, you know, what I've been through, or if you've gone through the same thing or something. Just don't be afraid to ask me a question. So I will talk to you all later, and have a great night. Later, YouTubers.